Hello, welcome to Miemie's Keepsakes. I'm Marnell. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm excited to start this new project. If you didn't see my previous video, I'll link it in the description box where I showed all the things that I've collected over a couple of months pertaining the Queen and her life, and various photos, scrapbooks, magazines, old newspapers, lots of things to choose from. So I have these three books and I love the dust jackets on these books. I think they're just gorgeous. So this one is obviously in not great shape. The book itself has a beautiful cover as well. So this one, as you can see, has lots of tears. We're going to fix this one, and plus it has a really small spine. I definitely want to make the spine bigger. Then this one is in perfect shape. You can definitely use it as is, and the book has the same cover as the dust jacket. But I think we're gonna use this one because both of these you'd be using the same technique. So this dust jacket has some damage on it, but not too much. And as you can see, it's worn, has some tears here, discolorations of using, but I actually like that. Just flip it this way. I like the fact, and I don't want to lose these. There's some white scrape or something that went over here. I actually like that too. I'm just gonna age it a bit. And I don't know if that's not your thing and you want to make it look pristine. Obviously you'll use a different dust jacket, but I like the way this one looks. So you have a couple of options to make your dust jacket. What did I do here? You can use a file folder. This one, excuse me, is the bigger legal size file folder. So it is 14 3/4 long. So it's longer than just the regular A4 size. And so if you don't want to use the flaps as pockets, and you only want to use the front and the back and the spine, you can use the file folder. It will definitely fit on this legal size one, and it might even fit on a regular size one, so you can use it this way. If you use it this way, make sure that these folds go together, because if you don't, that would show when you glue the dust jacket to your file folder. Or you can obviously use it this way. It would fit in this way too, and then you don't have to worry about the fold. But that's only if you have the bigger file folders. The other option is a cereal box. So you can definitely use a cereal box. That you have the same problem. The spine part, or the side part of the cereal box, the folds need to, especially with the cereal boxes, need to be the same as your book spine, which obviously in this case it's not. It's way bigger than my spine, so this won't work for me either. I might be able to use it this way if I'm not using the flaps, but I do want to use the flaps in my book as pockets. So we're not going to use the cereal box. The other option is this. This is just old poster board that I have left from, the kids were making projects at school. So I'm going to use this and simply cut it. I'll have to cut it with scissors because my cutter obviously, is not big enough to fit into my cutter. So I'm just going to make a line for me because I cannot cut straight. if my life depended on it. And even with a line, I probably still won't cut straight. But let's see, let's try. So yeah, I'm just taking the ruler and just making my marks. And then you just go ahead and cut it out. And I'll come back, I'll finish cutting out. I'm going to cut two because this poster board is it's not a thick poster board. So I want a little bit more support for my dust jacket. So I'm going to cut two of the same size just because my poster board is so thin. If you're using the cereal box or you're using even the file folder is a little bit thicker. I don't think you need two of the file folder, but I'm just gonna do this off camera and I'll come back. Hi, I'm back. I glued the two pieces of cardboard together, and now I'm just gonna glue the dust jacket to my piece. And as you can notice, this piece are missing, but it won't matter once I'm gonna cover this probably with fabric or some lace anyway, and maybe just keep some of what the book was about. But on this side it's about the author, and that I will definitely cover with something. I'm going to glue this down with Fabri-Tac because it dries clear and it does not buckle your paper, and it gives you some time to maneuver, you know, move your pieces that you want to glue together a bit. I want to say thank you to Lynn and Camille for helping me to find some Fabri-Tac. I couldn't find any where I live, and I'm just going to spread it with this brush that kind of has stiff bristles. I find that that's the easiest way to spread it because I don't want bubbles. So if there's spots that you're not gluing, it will create a bubble on your paper, and I don't want that, and that's the reason why I'm spreading the glue. And it also, I can see where I need more glue. You can use other glues as well, and, you know, use whatever you're comfortable with and what you have. A wet glue is, I think, the best. I suppose if you are sewing, you can use just a glue stick. I don't think I'm gonna sew this on because I do want it kind of to keep that worn look that's going on in the cover. Okay, so now my fingers are covered in glue now. Just take that little bubble off there. So now I'm just gonna put my dust cover on the piece of poster board. I'm going to use an old credit card or gift card just to glue everything down. Be careful not to tear your dust cover, especially like this one has a couple of tears in it already. See, like that is coming off, which is fine because, like I said, I wanted this kind of torn look. And just make sure everything is nice and secure. There's no bubbles, air bubbles underneath. Okay, that seems to be good. Then I'm just gonna go in with my art glitter glue. I'm gonna take the tip off because my tip is very dirty. And I'm just going to glue these little pieces on there. And with the spreader, let me just find a... Sorry about that, I just grabbed a wet wipe so I can get rid of some of the glue. So I'm just going to make sure that all the little spots are glued down securely and get rid of excess glue because I don't want the glue everywhere. Just because my some of the upper pieces, like here by the top of the spine, has more damage than the rest, so I do want to make sure all of those little pieces are glued down. So I'm using art glitter glue for that because it dries fast. Looks like all of those are stuck down. And then this one. So yeah, that's basically the process of, using a dust jacket. It's pretty straightforward. You would basically just glue it on to some cardstock, and then I already scored it, so I'm just gonna, maybe I'll wait until this is all dry before I do that. I'm gonna wait because sometimes if you fold cardstock or paper when it's wet, even if you scored it, it will create a crease. So I will do that when everything's dry. So you can see it. You have, your cover is done. You can go ahead. I think I'm going to add some fabric or wallpaper on the inside and then decorate it more on the outside maybe. I will go ahead and do the decorating probably off camera, but let's go ahead and work with this dust jacket, the second one that I want to create a bigger spine for, and it has way more damage than the previous one. Excuse me. So this one I am not going to use the I might use that one. Let's see how much we can get onto this file folder, because I do not have any postcard left. So let's glue this entire piece on and let's see what happens. So same thing, I'm just going to measure where I need to cut because this is too big to put into my cutter. So I just have a line to cut, to try and cut straight. Okay. And obviously you can measure this, but I'm just going to do it like this. Then it's just a little bit faster for me. Okay. And I'm going to cut this piece off as well. Well, I can do that. Yes, that would work. Okay. I'm just cutting this out. I'm going to try to make the spine just to make one piece. You can obviously go ahead and do it in 3 pieces as well by cutting that spine off. And I did think about that, but I thought it would be better if I have only one piece. It would make it my spine a little stronger than having 3 pieces. So what I'm meaning with 3 pieces, say for instance you cut the small spine off and you make a bigger spine by gluing this to a file and this to a file folder, and then making the spine with a 3rd piece of file folder and overlapping it, like, you know, you can do a lot of other books. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. But because I have this extra little piece here that has no writing on it, and I can maybe make this my spine and extend it this way, I will have that. Let's see how this works out. So because this one is way more damaged than the other one, I need to be very careful when I glue it down, especially when I use the spreader. So I am going to put the glue on here. I don't know if I've said this already, but I have to thank Lynn and Camille for helping me to buy more Fabri-Tac. I couldn't find Fabri-Tac in town at all, and so thank you for helping me get more Fabri-Tac. Really appreciate that. Oh, sorry for the noise. I'm just going in with my hard bristle brush again and spreading the glue, and this way I can see where I need more glue. And I like to cover the entire piece of cardstock so I don't have any bubbles. Even if I'm sewing it, I would cover it with I would cover all of the cardstock with glue, because I don't like the bubbles it makes when I don't glue it down properly. So yeah, it takes a lot of glue, I know. But you could do this probably with a glue stick too. I just want to really make sure it is glued on there very securely. And I'm using Fabri-Tac because it doesn't make wrinkles in my paper, and it takes a while to dry. Okay. I think I need a little bit more glue here. Okay, so we have enough glue. Now I'm going to glue this down, and I'm going to start on this side and simply go over here. See, I already lost a piece of the dust jacket, so I'm just going to glue that in there. Yeah, I'm not going to push too hard on these end pieces. I can glue them down again with the thin tip of the art glitter glue, but I do want to make sure there's no air bubbles and everything's glued down really nicely. I'm not going to decorate this cover on camera, but I will add, let's just see if there's a piece of paper in here. Yes, there is. I'd fold it over. Okay, I will cover a lot of these pieces that's torn off, maybe with lace or fabric. And now I'm just going to, I'm happy that this is all glued down. There's no bubbles or pieces where the glue is too thick and causing ridges. There's a little bit of an air bubble. Just softly work it out with your credit card, or if you have one of those spreader tools. Okay, so the next step is just to go in with art glitter glue again, the edges, and spread them a little bit. And what did I do with my wipe? Let's get another one, because I do want to get rid of this glue before I spread it on other places, the excess glue. Now in here, because it's on the edge, you do get the glue to seep out. Okay. Okay, so I'll continue to do that off camera. So the next thing you want to do is I need to decide where I want my score lines. So I'm going to measure this one. So from here, can you see? Get rid of the glue. From here, it is measuring 5 and 1, 2, 3/8. Yes. And then this side, oh, I need to cut this off. Let's cut the excess off. So I want on this side the same thing. 5 and 2/8. Let's measure it from here. This thing starts. Okay. 5. Oh, is it 5 and 3/8? Let me just do that again. Yeah, 5 and 3/8. So I'm going to start from this side because I don't know. I want this piece here to be my spine. So I'm doing 5 and 3/8. I don't want the spine that big. So let's see from here. 5 and 3/8. How is that possible? Okay, I'll do the measuring off camera and just figure out the spine, and then I'll come back. Okay, I see what I did wrong. It's this Tim Holtz ruler, so I measured it from the 0 on, but I should measure it this way. So it's actually 7 1/4 inches from the spot. So I want, so the spine starts there. I think I want like an inch, maybe. So an inch spine would be there. Let's make, yeah, let's do that. So if I measure from here, so 7 inches to there, Okay, so I need to score it here and make my flap. I'm sorry, this sounds more complicated than it should be, but I just wanted to make that a little bit bigger. So I'm going to score it here. I'm going to use my scoreboard for that. So I got this scoreboard at the thrift store, but it didn't have the little score tool in here anymore. Can't get that thing open anymore either. But anyway, this big score tool, it doesn't fit in the grooves, so it doesn't work with the scoreboard. But I found this one at the dollar store. It came in a pack with different kind of tools, maybe to use with your Cricut. This one works. It fits perfectly into the groove. So if you lost your tool, you can go and find one at the dollar store. So, okay, I need to score it over here. I'm just scoring it. And I'm not gonna fold it now, but that would be my spine now. And that's the rest of my book because it's still wet. I will come back after it's dried and fold it and to show you the other one as well. And then, like I said, I probably will cover some of this up with lace, or otherwise I will distress it and ink it to make this all more cohesive. There's another air bubble. I will come back. Sorry, I know this video is kind of stop and, but I will come back and show you when it's dry how it looks when it's folded. I am back. I'm sorry. There's a reason why I don't measure. So I folded this one, the first one. So this would be the spine, and these two would be glued down into pockets. And I will go ahead and stain the tops and just do a little bit of touch up with ink. But I'll show you on this one because it has way more pieces that's open and torn. So I'm not going to use any distress inks because I do want to seal this, and the distress inks, if you seal it, it will bleed, so I don't want that. So I'm using some Stampin' Up inks. This one is River Rock and this one is Mellow Moss. I've looked through my collection, and these ones go the best with my cover. I have to tell you that these are old inks. I used to be a Stampin' Up demonstrator like 10-11 years ago, so I'm not even sure these colors still exist. So I'm not, you can go to their catalog and online and see what kind of colors they have that's similar to this if you are interested. Their inks are really amazing. This ink pad is probably, like I say, at least 10 years old and even more older, because we've moved 10 years ago, and I probably had that before we moved. And I did not need to re-ink this. I'm using them regularly, and they are just really amazing inks. I would really recommend their inks. They are a little bit more expensive, I would say that, but it's definitely worth it. So I'm just going in here, all the little spots. That's because my file folder is yellow. I'm just going in there on the yellow spots and trying to color them into green. And I'm just going over here where the where the fold was, and some spots are white. I'm just going in there to color them green again. This color is actually pretty close to my dust jacket color, so it works really well. Obviously you'll see the tear there, but I'm going to go in with some brown as well. And when I'm decorating this, I might add some laces or a doily or something just to give it, you know, hide some of those spots and to make it a little bit prettier than it already is. So this is where my new spine is, and because I folded it, it made some white cracks in there. Not really cracks, but you can see the white paper from behind. So I'm just filling in some of that. And I'll be doing the same, like here, there's a little tear in the dust jacket. I'll just go in there with a little bit of red or maroon ink and try to cover it as best as I possibly can. But I mean, we're making a junk journal, so I think everybody knows it's not perfect. It's imperfect, and that's okay. That's what we like about junk journals. So now I'm going to go in with a little bit of this river rock as well, just to give that file folder a little bit more dimension, so it's not just a flat one color. Just a little bit, it's not a lot. And then the last thing I'm gonna do, this one was river rock, but as I say, I don't know if the names are still the same. They might have similar colors with different names. And then I'm just gonna go in, this one is close to cocoa, and I'm gonna do the edges. And I'm not using the distress inks because I do want to seal this afterwards, and the distress inks will definitely bleed. So I'm just trying to put some ink on here. And on the edge here where the spine would be, and the new spine fold. Just distressing it a little bit. Because the filed folder, I don't want it to look brand new. Like I say, you will be able to see that there's a tear, but I do want it to blend in as good as possible. Just gonna glue this little piece down over here that's still, that came loose while I was inking. Okay, so like I say, there you can still see the tears, and here, but it looks a little bit better than just the file folder, and I might keep on playing with it a bit more. But so this is my new, and I think I'll keep this as a pocket on the back. But so this is my new cover with a bigger spine. So I hope you found this, that you learned something, and maybe keep an eye out for those pretty dust jackets that we have sitting around, and reuse them. So it's a pretty simple procedure. You simply take your dust jacket and glue it onto some cardstock and create your new journal cover. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.